Привет. Hi, it's Diane. I'm here today to tell you a new Bible story. Today, I would like to tell you a story that is found in Matthew, Mark, Luke. They all three tell the story, and so I think it's a very important story. It's a story that you all learned in Sunday school. And let's take a look at today, the story of the woman with the issue of blood. I love the women of Jesus. They are so brilliant, so brave, and so strong because they walk out on their faith. So, I'm going to tell you the story, and I'm going to go with the version that is in Mark chapter 5, and it begins with verse 25. So, one day, there was a woman, and she had suffered for 12 years with an issue of blood. Now, the problem with the issue of blood is that in her time and day, that when a woman was bleeding for her monthly cycle, that she was considered unclean, and that no one should come and touch her lest they be unclean also. Well, now she's got an issue of bleeding for 12 straight years, and this has made her unclean, untouchable, an outcast. 12 years. She's been, according to the scriptures, she had been to doctor after doctor. She had spent every penny she had trying to get well. Now, can you imagine if we have some crazy cures today with doctors? Imagine the things that those doctors must have done to this woman in 12 years trying to stop her bleeding. I bet she went through some crazy treatments. Plus, her family. If she had family, her children would not be allowed to be with her. She would literally be in isolation because of her disease. Now, we have had trouble isolating ourselves for 10 to 14 days during this COVID. How hard must it be to have to isolate, to be forced isolated for 12 years? Well, this had made a real desperation in her, and she heard about Jesus, and she heard that Jesus was coming and that he was healing people, that he had healed a leper, he had made the blind to see, the deaf to hear, the lame to walk, and she believed in her heart of hearts, in her very soul, that if she could just get to Jesus, if she could see this man she had heard about, that she would be made whole. She truly believed it. So, Jesus was coming to her town one day, and she decided that she was going to go out there and make sure that she saw the Messiah. She didn't want to have to even talk to him. She knew in her soul, if she could just touch him, that she would be made well. Nobody dies in front of Jesus. Let me just say that. People are healed when they come into contact with Jesus. And so this woman, fighting the crowd, fighting the fact that she wasn't supposed to be out in public, you know that she was considered unclean, so you know that the crowd was pushing. It said the crowd was thronged around him, pushing and shoving. Imagine this woman, she said, if I could just touch his hem. So she must have been like on the ground, trampling, people stepping on her hands, people kicking her, people pushing and shoving, and she's reaching up, just trying to touch the hem of Jesus' garment. Well, she just must have I can see her come back crawling through the crowd when they push her down. She just keeps on going, and finally she reaches out and she touches the hem of his garment. Immediately, the blood stopped. Immediately, she was made whole. And immediately, Jesus knew it. This crowd of hundreds of people, and Jesus has an alarm just like that. But Jesus said, somebody touched me. I felt some glory go out. Who did it? Well, the disciples are standing there and they're like, what? What do you mean, who did it? We don't know. How can you know somebody touched you? All these people are everywhere shoving and pushing. Jesus says, because I felt it. Felt it. And he starts looking around. Well, the woman is like, oh gosh, oh no, it was me. And you know, she's down in there and he's looking for her. And so she stands up and she goes, it was me, Lord, it was me, Jesus. I just knew that if I could touch the hem of your garment, that I would be made whole. I'm sorry, but I had to try. And did Jesus say, you bad person, you didn't follow the rules. You didn't go through the proper procedures and fill out the appropriate paperwork. You didn't go through the proper channels. You didn't ask for a meeting. You didn't set it up. No. Jesus said, oh, honey, your faith today has made you whole. Be healed of this plague. Be healed. How marvelous. Jesus just wants our faith. He just wants us to believe, like this woman, that if we can just touch the hem of his garment, that we will be made whole. I touched the hem of his garment the day that I said yes. Jesus calls. If you hear him calling, if you hear him calling your name, and you know that you believe, but you've just never said it, say it out loud to Jesus. I believe in you. I know that you are the Son of God. I know that you came for me, and that you love me, and I love you. Oh, Jesus, take me with you on my journey in life. Please go with me. Be with me. And you know what? That's what he's going to do. That's right. That's exactly what he's going to do. When you call out to Jesus, you will be saved. Your soul, this body, it's going to go. It's going to die. But the soul inside of me that makes me who I am is going to live forever somewhere. I want it to live with Jesus. I want it to go back from the Creator that made me. So I love each of you. Think about such faith as this. You know when you get desperate and there's no other alternative, turn to Jesus. He's always there. And if there's not a bad thing going on, you still turn to Jesus so he can be with you when those things do happen. Because in this world, there will be trouble. Take care. I love you.